Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages. Welcome to another episode of Who's to Blame, the podcast, episode 539. NIL, who is it working for? How we doing today, good people? Hope all is well wherever you're listening at or watching at. I do appreciate it. It's your first time tuning in. Thank you so much. Hello, Facebook. Hello, X. Hello, YouTube. How we doing? Great people. Hope everyone is having a great day. Got high fives in the building. Chest bump. Let's hug this thing out. Let's get two of them in there. Oh, there we go. There. Oh. Hey, the hardest part is over. We're halfway there. This is what they like to call hump day. Hump day. We're going to raise the roof. If today is your birthday, happy birthday to you. Because I got to lay myself. Today is Dre Jr.'s 30th birthday, so happy birthday to Dre Jr., ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for the birthday wishes to Dre Jr. Really appreciate it. Also celebrating the birthday. What's up, Drew? What's going on, my man? What's going on, boss? Love the music you and your young lady put out, man. I like it. I got to make it down there to Tim's one day. I got to get down there. But happy holidays to you. Also, happy birthday to Man Cave President Jim. Happy birthday to you, buddy. 63 years old, the old man out there. He has seen every Super Bowl, all of them, all. Also, if you celebrate the anniversary, happy anniversary to you. And if you're off today and just chilling, doing some house chores, or doing what you want to do, doing some holiday shopping, enjoy the day and appreciate the details for sure. If you have not had a chance to check out the website, feel free to visit www.dremontez.com. Special shout out to a good friend of the show and mine, my buddy Wally. He's doing something nobody wants to do. Deal with cell phone customer service issues in person. Let's wish him well today. Wally, we wish you the best, buddy. That's got to be frustrating, just to, when there's something wrong, you got to talk to the people in the cell phone carrier business. It doesn't go well because they use words such as, we'll credit you on that. No. I want actual physical money. Let's get through our pillars of the day. We're going to let it go. Ignore them. Give it time. Don't compete. Stay calm. It's on you. And laugh. You got to laugh. Laugh is just the part of the day. Just the part of the day. Appreciate it, Drew. I'm telling you, I'm going to make it down there soon, man. It's not too far off the beaten path, but Lyft and Uber adds up when you can't drive anymore, not because they won't let me. Well, they won't let me because I'm legally blind, but I'm going to get a group down, and we're going to come down there and hear some great tunes and music down there at Tim's, across the street from Bevo Mill. Got to check that place out. The decor looks awesome, buddy. It looks good. Well, with the college football season coming to an end with a regular season, we're in bowl time. With that pivotal time of the year, we're trying to figure out who won what, who deserved what. Playoff picture, national championship. But on the other side of that, we got to do a report card check, so to speak, a progress report on what they deemed a couple of years ago NIL, name, image, and likeness, to make things better for the student athlete. In today's episode, NIL, who is it working for? What was it designed for? Is it working? If it is or isn't, there's stories going on that are not making sense to me. We're hearing the positive side of the NIL deals. Whether you're giving a whole offensive line some trucks, they got a place to eat, clothing line, cell phone accessories, starting your own socks. They telling us the money. Allegedly, there are kids making $4.7 million, $8 million, $600,000. But there are questions that come along with that. As we heard, over 1,000 players last year, and you put the two numbers combined, almost 2,700 people have had some NIL deals with some discrepancies on payment, fulfillment, verbiage. There's just been a mass amount of bad communication. I've reached out to every portal I could think of to get some actual verbiage from somebody that works in the field of NIL, that works close on hand with the student athlete or the company that's attached or the group that's attached with this NIL deal, to get some more transparency on what's going on. Because when we look at things from one side, we're going to have one-sided views. But when we get the view from both sides and both parties, it can be a roundtable decision. It can be a forum. It can be a discussion. It can be detailed information shared where people are coming to this not as blindfolded as it seems to me. This is something new. Money in college football, money in college sports, the student athlete, male, female, the sports, eating, the financial responsibility, what's going on legally and illegally. And we found out over the decades, there's been some crazy, wild, sad, but true stories going on in recruiting the student athlete or maintaining the student athlete while him or her in college. And it was just some bad stories coming out. So finally get to an agreement and a point. Didn't go easy, didn't go well. I'm quite sure there was some furniture moving in some of these meeting rooms and Zoom areas. A couple of fax machines were probably thrown. But who's to blame? How do we get here? And does it make sense on the NIL deal from a fan perspective to an up-and-coming student athlete and to the parents that are not so involved in the new changes or familiar with the verbiage or the technology of today's student athlete? I think it'd be a learning curve for everyone. I think moving forward, if you have a student athlete about to go in that realm that's probably in 6th grade right now, I would get to know as much possible as I could about NIL deals for your safety, your knowledge, and just to have that type of information. You don't want to go into a deal at the last moment of a situation not knowing what to do. So the questions that I do have, I'm trying to find more information for. So just looking at this from the outside as a college football fan, a college basketball fan, a college fan, period, I'm watching it. I'm in support of it. But not everybody in college knows who you are. Not everybody knows your story, how you got there. It seems to be high-profile players with a certain pedigree that did something beyond the field of play. There are other ways to get your name out there. But how do you do that? How do you market yourself to potentially be in a conversation to receive an NIL deal? Not everybody is deemed fittable or suitable. A lot of people don't like talking about themselves, just want to stay up under the radar. But there's money out there to be made for what you do, what you bring to the table, your brand, your cause outside of the sporting world. So there's all kind of verbiage around the NIL deal to me. Here's another question I want to know. How does it work? How does the NIL deal work according to the specifications of the NCAA and today's student athlete? How does it work? What are the restrictions? What I cannot do? What am I allowed not to have, not have? Can I do this? Can I go there? Am I allowed to drive this truck to non-school and non-sporting activities? How much of this is monitored? Do I give the truck back at the end of my collegiate career? Can I auction it off at the end of my college career? Do we pass it on? Must this truck go through 2 different classes before the next NIL deal comes on for the truck? Is it for the school? Is it for the individual? There's so many questions I have when the initial press conference comes out. Tom Tumanoff out of North Dakota State gets an NIL deal of $200,000. Okay, what does that mean? Is it paid up front? What do you mean installments? What about the offseason? Do I get money in the offseason as well? Am I in charge in breaking down the payment? Do I have a financial advisor on the collegiate level that can give me the proper information as we're going through this learning curve together of accepting NIL deals? What if a competitor comes, am I allowed to get a competitive deal? Can I get two restaurants that are not a part of the same corporate food chain? Or am I just locked into this? Can it be national? Does it have to be local? And what is the approach? Do you approach? Do the NIL deals approach the school, the university, the coaches? They approach the players? Is that tampering? Yeah. You're about to, I know NIL is like the quote unquote legal verbiage for this, but who's to blame when it comes to the approach? How does that work? Can a no-name person who's in the college trying to figure out a way to make this NIL deal work for them the way it should be working for them to help me financially through college, not just on the field or the court, but the whole college experience? What NIL deal can I go out there and market myself to get an NIL deal? Or are there restrictions on that? That's what I want to know. Who's to blame for that? If you know any of these answers, man, please, ladies and gentlemen, please share them. We're having an open talk here about this NIL deal because it's too many red flags right now on something that no one can answer. Who is paying me? Is it on a credit card? Direct deposit? Check? How does this work? Do I get a gift card? Who is giving me this gift card? Do I meet a man down the street named Tony? Do I meet Miss Martha up the street on the third floor every Thursday? I mean, how does this money work where there's a clear and apparent evidence on how the NIL deals when it comes to payment is a very decent and understandable narrative? It shouldn't be that hard to explain on how the deal is done, what's it for, when is payment, how's the payment made, what are the payment dates, what's wrong with that information, and who's in charge, who is the go-to, who's the liaison. If I get a $1.2 million deal from Bob's Funeral Home, who is the go-to person at Bob's funeral home? Is it the operations person, HR, payroll, his son, his oldest daughter? I mean, how does this go? And does the athlete actually have the responsibility, or is it up to the student athlete to be the one to understand when do I get paid? Or again, is there a liaison with the NIL NCAA side? Is there a liaison from the NIL sponsor for the student athlete liaison? Okay. So that right there, that's two people from each side, plus the student athlete. So that's three. So that's three people that should be able to have some type of common verbiage of understanding on how these NIL deals should work. Do they work? And if they're not working, what is the problem? Just from the outside looking in, it seems to be communication is the biggest factor here, which it always is. There's always two sides to a story, but when only one side is telling the story and the other one wants you to read something, we're not getting both sides. It's like they want us to fill in the blank, or we'll let you know something on a need-to-know basis. I think right now is the need to know. It's early enough in the NIL process. It's early enough to really have an open discussion, the pros and cons of this from the people on both sides of this. The NIL sponsors, the ones that go out and get make these deals, as well from the NCAA side. I would like to see that right there, i.e., whether it's an article online or in one of these publications that come out, just spread the word, spread the knowledge. It can't be that secretive if you're known for decades. What we knew, making money off these kids, they image and likeness and their name, NIL, that now there's the payback. Okay, so here you go. But I bet on the other side, somebody in NCAA is telling you behind the scenes is probably saying, see, this is why we should have never paid the student athlete, because we knew something like this was going to happen. Well, elaborate a little bit more, Ted. What do you mean you knew something like this was going to happen? Show me that data. Show me that data on how many said we knew something like this was going to happen. What did you have in place just in case? The JIC program, just in case. Where's that at? Where's that at? We have a backup plan for everything else except for something as important as this. And I think this is very important to get this right. There's too many things outside of concentrating on sports in college that is a distraction. And now you want to mess with the student athlete's financial situation. Concentrating professionally and they mess with your money is totally different than concentrating in college and they're messing with your money. You thought it was bad when we found out the UConn basketball player wasn't eating, okay? In the 2000s, wasn't eating. Here you are saying a school like UConn, no way is this possible. No way is this possible. It is possible. They don't want every story to break out from the college level. It'll be heartbreak. It'll be pain. I can't believe I'm sending my baby there and that's happening in college. Well, wake up. When your kids are home on this holiday break, have the talk, not the sex talk, not the credit card talk. Have the talk about the college life. And if your child is on the NIL situation, find out the verbiage, what is going on. Roll up your sleeves and get involved, Ted. That's how boy they got up at college. Martha, cook some good food so the kids can really have a good conversation this holiday season. But it's so many questions that nobody wants to answer about NIL. Everywhere you go, it's the same thing. They're being repetitive, like they're trying to hide something. I don't know what it is they could be possibly hiding, but what is it? And then who closes the sale on the NIL deal? If I'm a car dealership, King of the Hill here, come on down and get your car deals today. I got NIL deals here for everybody at HBCU, Aristotle State College. Get on over here. Okay, what am I getting? Has to be more information. That's just seeing the fine print, the student name, the college, and the NIL deal. I need more information. It's just like dating websites. I need more information. What we got next? The payment. We talked about that. Also, what are the incentives? What are the incentives? What if I get named Player of the Week, Conference Player of the Month? What if I'm in top contention of an award as a position player? What about that? What if I'm a part of the team that wins the national championship? Then what? What if I break an all-time school record under this NIL deal? Then what? What are the incentives that I can appreciate to have after my college days are over? Like I get this, if I do this, okay, this is an incentive I get right here. I get a car every 4 years. Every 4 years, I get a brand new car because I broke or tied the school record in this category. That's part of my NIL deal. That's an incentive on the NIL deal. I wonder, can they do that? Susan, find out if they can do that. Okay. Get somebody on the phone. Figure out if we can do that. And then lastly, the length of the contract. Is it the same for all NIL deals? Meaning until you're done playing this particular sport at this particular college or university? And then also, what if you're in the transfer portal, okay, and you had Kevin's Taco Pizza Bait Shop, gas station, tennis line? Let's say that's one of your sponsors. That's only a local deal only. Here you are transferring out. You're in the transfer portal. What does that mean? That deal's gone. You can only use it if you come back home and visit. I have so many questions, NIL, and I'm not getting the answers that I want. I guess that's how a one-sided argument goes on that level. They go that way. What's up, Wally? Look like Wally has survived his meeting of the minds with the people of the cell phone world. He did not make it on local news nor TMZ, so let's give Wally a hand. Wally made it, y'all. He made it, y'all. Again, shout out to Dre Jr. It is his 30th birthday, as well as the Man Cave president. Happy birthday to the Man Cave president as well. He's on a private flight back now from a third world country. He should be making landing by 4:20. Smoke him if you got him. Time. All right, folks. Well, it seems as though we had a great discussion today on NIL. Who does it work for on the collegiate world? It's to the point where it affected the video game, the gaming world, with college football game. It's supposed to come out this year, but it's coming out next year. Cause they got to figure that out. They got to fix. So they basically are giving the players that are going to be utilized in the college football game, setting up a little bank, so to speak. So when they're done, they'll get a little lump sum from EA Sports. So I think that's pretty cool from that aspect. That's what I'm wondering in the transfer portal situation. How can it be done? Didn't get all the questions I want answered yet from NIL. I'm still reaching out to people, still reaching out, trying to find someone that's really been in it from the beginning of this, as a parent, as a student athlete, or someone that's closely affiliated with a company organization that has approached to have some NIL deals out there for sure. Well, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Who's to Blame, the podcast. It has been fun. It has been real. Still can't believe it's been 7 years since we've been doing this. A lot of fun, a lot of amazing people we have met, come across, and had on the show as guests. It is about to be that time again to bring folks on the show to tell their story, their passion, and their path, as well as their love of sports. So as they say in the hood, I'll holler at you later. Happy holidays to you. And thanks again for tuning in to Who's to Blame, the podcast. Until next time, peace. And we up out of here, good people. And we'll holler at you next time. All righty, good people. Peace. And we out.